everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, HJ, and welcome to my channel. And as you can see, I'm not in my normal space. I normally sit down by the telly. It's just because I'm not reacting to anything today. I'm going to be reviewing Halloween Ends for you guys. So as much as I've written my notes and I've tried to think about how not to spoil it, I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil it. So if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want any spoilers, please find another video on my channel that you might like, or come back for the next one because I don't think I'll be reviewing anything. It's already been out a few days. It came out in the cinema and it's also released on Peacock, those of you that have the app for it. I don't think you can get it here in the UK. I managed to find it on my Kodi stick, so me and my sister watched it from the comfort of this couch with our own feast of food, our Halloween themed cocktails, and we watched it. And the more I saw that people were reviewing it, well, not reviewing it, but putting their posts on Facebook and things about it, the majority of ones that I've seen were like they were very disappointed. So I thought, oh god. But then I saw a tweet that Stephen King enjoyed it. And Stephen King is the king of horror, if you don't know. He's written books like Cujo, It, Christine. One of the random ones that he did write was Rita Hayworth and the Shawshank Redemption. There's a little known fact for you. So I was like, okay, I'm going into it open-minded anyway. The thoughts were nickling back in my head going, oh my god, what if this is true and I don't like it? But I really did like it. It wasn't what I thought would happen, but I really enjoyed it. At the end, I gave it like a 7.5 out of 10. So, if you want to hear my thoughts on Halloween Ends, please stick around. Bearing in mind that I will say it again, spoilers. If you don't want to watch, that's fine. Completely click off the video. I don't mind. But if you're new to my channel, hi, my name's Jay. I do a lot of various videos on here. Mainly nowadays I'm doing reacting to trailers and things. But if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like this content, feel free to subscribe and let's get into the review. So I have my notes here. I have about 4 pages of notes, so it's not too bad. I don't want to like go into major detail, just like my thoughts on things. Like they're like pinpoint reminders for me. So it's not hopefully going to be too long. So the film starts off with like a flashback to 2019 where we see a guy called Corey Cunningham babysitting a kid called Jeremy on Halloween night as his parents are going out to a party. It is a weird way to start it because it's a character we don't know. We're like, why are they putting this in here? It comes into play later on why they've added him. Speaking to a friend, he would have thought that would have worked with it, spoiler alert again, being shot in time with Michael killing Laurie Strode's daughter in the last movie, like having cuts to Laurie's daughter getting killed and then this kid dying, because then it would have made more cohesive, or like having hints throughout about him. But when you watch the film as a whole, you can see why they didn't do that. So ultimately, as I've just said, an accident happens, the kid starts playing a prank on Corey, locks him in the attic, and he doesn't know while he's trying to bust the door down that Jeremy's there. So he busts the door, hits him, and he flies over the banister. And now this house is like 4 stories, like it's like a loop when you look up, and it's like a huge house. So you can imagine, boom, he's dead. And then we see him again in the movie about 5 minutes in, and he seems to have gotten away with it. Well, I say gotten away with it, it was an accident. He didn't mean to kill the kid, even though he was saying things like, I am going to kill you. But that's just like the heat of the moment things where like kids are being kids, you know. So then we flash forward to current day, which is like 2022. And Michael's not been seen since his rampage in Halloween Kills. So Michael's nowhere to be seen, but obviously his presence still lingers over the town, which is obviously because Michael's supposed to implement a physical being of fear, as like you can have a fear or something and it's not even there. Like for example, if you're scared of spiders, there may be no spiders in your house, but you have that implement fear of once you've seen one, you got rid of one, you think, are there more here? Like your fear impacts you. So that's like the idea of Michael has over Haddonfield. And we see Laurie, who's writing a memoir about her experiences with Michael. She's bought a house and she's now living with her granddaughter Alison, who, as I said, her mum got killed in Halloween Kills in this last movie. And she's now working at a doctor's office, and that's how she meets Corey, who got into a little bit of an incident with some kids. They were bullying him. Laurie was there, helped him out, took him there. And with almost the intention of Corey getting with Alison, like having Alison have a boyfriend, seeing her a bit more happy in a way. So she does bring Corey into her life without necessarily seeing the sort of evil that is in him, because if with any murder of anything, they implemented the same thing that they've done to Michael to Corey, that he killed someone, fear him, like he's evil, he's evil. So that's already been implemented, like, with Michael when he was little, and now into Corey, because all we know, Michael could have been, yes, he did kill his sister when he was a little boy, but for all we know, he didn't kill anyone else since then, because obviously he was locked up in an institution. But why didn't he attack anyone? See? So it's the implement of fear that comes over the town that they did with Michael that they're doing with Corey. So Corey later on goes to a party with Alison. He's fine, he's letting himself loose, he's having fun, he's being free. And then all of a sudden he sees Jeremy's mum, and she's like, oh, why are you out? Oh, you're fine, you're having a dance, are you? You're smiling, whereas my son's dead, and da-da-da. And then earlier, the same thing happened to Laurie. She met Detective Hawkins in the supermarket, she was being all girly and flirty. Because let's remember that, yes, she did have a kid, and yes, obviously that means she did love someone, blah, blah, blah. But because of Michael, she never had those teenage experiences. She was always probably terrified to go out with anyone or go outside. Her brain was probably muddled up from all the trauma of going through that. So she never necessarily had a normal childhood. So with someone flirting with her and calling her and saying that they like her, causes her to go into a bit of a girly, like, you know how girls are when people flirt, they're like, ooh. So she walks out, and then this woman's like, oh, what are you smiling about? And Laurie's like, I don't understand what you're talking about. And the woman's like, my sister is like this because you provoked Michael and you lured him here and you did this and you did that. So the same thing is happening to Corey as Laurie happened. But in Corey's instant, the bullies that bullied him earlier came back. They pushed him over a bridge. He was fine. But Michael found him and pulled him into the tunnel where he's been lurking. He's been lurking in this like sewer tunnel. No one thought to look there. I don't know why. So as he tries to get out, Michael grabs him and then has him there. And you get this moment of they're looking in each other's eyes, and it's almost as Michael's seeing into Corey's soul and sees what he's done and lets him go, because he sees the same evil in him as he does in Corey. So he's like, oh, let him go. Like, just let him go, and he knows what's going to happen next. Michael must know what is going to happen next. So he lets him go. He sees the evil in Corey that he sees in himself and thinks, go. Like, he's not going to kill him. So Corey manages to get out, and then all of a sudden this homeless man that's been there the whole time grabs him and is like, you've seen him, get me that mask, you've seen Michael, and like threatens to kill him. And then Corey ends up killing the old man, which ignites in him what happened with Michael. And it's like a parallel. It's insane. So then so it leads to Corey onto the idea of protecting Alison in a way, because he keeps suggesting to her, like, we need to leave, like, you're not happy here, I'm not happy there, let's leave. And then they bump into her ex at one point when they're out, and he obviously doesn't like the fact that Alison's with anyone else, let alone Corey, because everyone knows who he is. He like threatens Corey gets his gump up about it, and then all of a sudden the next thing you see, he's luring like Alison's ex into the tunnel and gets Michael to kill him, reigniting Michael, because Michael's like done at this point. Like, Michael could barely even lift a knife, never alone like his hit, because like he was burned, he was beaten, he was freaking, we thought he died in the last film, but he clearly didn't. He's just this sort of thing that can't be beaten, because the town is powering him through their fear. As you cannot kill fear. Yes, you can, because you can face it head on, but this town is just so in denial about all this that it's like, Michael's like not going to be beaten. He's this fear, like everyone is embodying this fear through Michael, and Michael therefore he can't die. So Corey gets him to kill Alison's ex. It reignites something in Michael, and it also again amplifies that Corey is going to be like Michael. He's going to go on this killing spree. He's had a taste of it now, and he wants it. So they later on go after this doctor and this newly promoted person at work who took it off Alison because she was sleeping with the doctor. So they decide, him and Michael team up and go after them and kill the pair of them. And him seeing Michael kill someone, like the look in his eye was just like, and he had his hand on this glass, and you could see in his eyes that he was just like, this is who he is. He's another Michael. Because the town's implemented all this fear on top of him, and they're putting it to like what they did with Michael, and now Corey's becoming the embodiment of fear. Michael's weak, so he is still strong, but Michael is so weak that the fact that Corey's just like, I can do this on my own. He's getting the fact that Michael's weak, I can do it, everyone's fearing me now. And then Laurie starts to see it. They get through the point where he's trying to tell Laurie that he wouldn't hurt Alison, blah blah blah, but like Laurie then starts to see it, like she sees in Corey's eyes, he's just like Michael, And so she's trying to warn Alison, being like, don't go near him, don't go near him. I can see the same thing in Michael as I did in Corey. And all Alison thinks her grandma can think about is dying, killing Michael. She's just had enough of it. The fact that that's what her mum killed, her dad died. And she starts to blame Laurie, she starts to blame her grandmother. So their relationship is starting to crack. And so Corey thinks he can sneak his way in. And she's trying to, I think she's just trying to explain how it's like, I know what this is because my fear is still there. So she has an insight of like, she can see as she can see what's in Michael that's in Corey. It's because she's seen it face and she's faced it head on herself. She's not beaten her fear, but she's seen it. So she's realised, I can stop this before it happens again because I have experienced this. I may not have stopped my fear, but I can stop the same thing happening again. And so it creeps forward to October 31st, and we all know that's when Michael likes to come out and play. October 31st is always like, Michael's coming. Like, kids are all like, oh, da, 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 but the parents like, lock the doors, get them in. So October 31st comes around, and Corey decides to go and take Michael's mask off him. He decides he's had enough, I want the mask. He puts the mask on and becomes Michael. He now becomes Haddonfield's fear. He is growing strength through the fact that Laurie and everyone's scared of him. They seems to put everyone always still has Michael in mind, but Laurie is now more focusing on Corey. The fact that he's with her grandchild, he's with her granddaughter. Her granddaughter can't believe her. She doesn't know what to do, so she decides she's going to take care of it herself. Not before that, he goes on a killing rampage and he just kills the bullies that were bullying him. He kills his mum. His mum, we see bits of her in the film, seems very abusive towards him, very controlling, demanding, because when Alison's texting him, she's like, who's texting you, why are you not texting me? And then she seems to hold over the fact that he's still a boy over him, because she uses the line like, good boys who lie don't get this for dessert, and things like that. I think she has a desperate feeling to keep him as he is, like a little boy, instead of letting him grow up and do everything else. So that was also repressed rage, and Corey decides, since he's got this Michael mask on and this is who he is now, kills his mum, kills a radio DJ who harassed him and Alison, calling him a freak and everything like that. So he just goes on a killing rampage, killing everyone who's done him wrong. And then it comes to the point where we see Laurie and we think she's going to commit suicide. I almost had a heart attack at that point. I thought, no, please don't. And then you see a shot, you hear it, and you see like insides, and I'm like, please tell me she shot the pumpkin. And she did this under false pretense to lure Corey to her. Because she says, do you really think I'd commit suicide? Do you really think that? Because she's not done. She's still got an agenda. She's got to take Corey down, and then she's got to try and take, and then she's eventually going to think to herself, I can take down Michael when he shows up. So she fakes her, she phones in and fakes a suicide so that Corey hears it, he sees something, and as soon as he pushes open that door, Laurie's there with the gun and she shoots him and he falls. The thing at this point is, I think Laurie's had enough, and she's realised that she thinks she still can't control her fear. She still thinks it haunts her. She's never going to get rid of it. Everyone in the town is using her as a scapegoat for their feelings. They're putting it all on Laurie because Michael's not there, because you don't have the presence of, he's just like how fear is in your head, he's in everyone's head, but there's nothing there for them to be mad at. They can't shout at Michael because they don't know where Michael is. Michael's gone, so everyone is just using Laurie as a scapegoat, calling her a freak, saying it's her fault that this has all happened to them. Everyone is dead because of her. What's happened is because of her. So she is, I think, comfortable with the fact that if she can kill fear, she's ready to die to do it, because she believes in order for that to die, she's got to die with it, which is thankfully not the case here. But Corey says if he can't have Alison, no one can, and so he kills himself in front of her, and Alison walks in the door, and then obviously she starts thinking Laurie's done it, Laurie's killed him, like she's going to the police, I think she's off. And then next thing we know, Laurie looks, her back door's open. Guess who came through the door? Michael, because he wants his mask back. And now here's the thing. During the 3 films, Michael has never come after Laurie. All he wanted to do was go back to the house where he committed his first killing. That's all he wanted to do. And then in this one, all he wants is his mask. He doesn't go anywhere near Laurie at all during the whole film until the end, because he wants his mask back. Corey led Michael to Laurie. And everyone's saying, oh, Laurie provoked him and Laurie did it. No, she didn't. She did nothing. It's this town's fear that drives Michael to do things. All Michael wanted to do was get his mask back. That's all he wanted. And sadly, Corey had it, and Corey ended up in Laurie's house and died. So we thought, as Michael goes to grab the mask, Corey's still alive. Michael kills him by snapping his neck, puts the mask back on. Laurie's got rid of one fear, she's got to get rid of this one. And I think because she's realised she's got nothing to lose, she's got nothing literally to fear but Michael. And she's more than prepared to die to get rid of Michael. That this fight, it's as intense, it's as scary, you don't know who's going to win. And then at the end, Laurie manages to face her fear. And then there is a moment of where we think she will die because she has strategically pinned Michael to the table, pulled the fridge on top of him, and he's stuck. But he's got this one hand and he puts it on her throat and she's like, just do it, just do it, just do it. We get flashbacks of her from the first ever movie, and it's that point there where you think, oh, she's going to die, she's going to die, she's going to die, she's going to die, she's going to die. And then, thank God, Alison, as she's driving away, sees how Corey has set the radio tower on fire, like where he killed the radio DJ, and she gets it and realises John was right, Corey's evil. She just couldn't see it because love blinds fear. Like, I think in certain situations, if you find someone attractive but you know they're wrong, it's like your love blinds your fear even though you're scared of them. And she just realised that she's been blinded and that Corey is evil, so she manages to come back and stop Michael from killing Laurie, which if Laurie died, I would have bawled my eyes out. So then there's a procession. Like, the whole town turns out, like, they have Michael strapped to the roof of the car. The police are all in on it, they don't care, they're like, this is what, like, there was some police like, this is not what we do, and the chief's like, this is what we do tonight. Because Michael has haunted this town for like over 40 years. Everyone's lived in fear of 40 years over this one man who comes at, who wasn't even anywhere near the town points, but everyone just had the fear and personification of Michael Myers being evil, and he is pure evil. And they strap him to the car, kick to the town. Everyone turns up as a procession to show that what they feared is dead, because one woman had the power to stand up to fear and kill it head on. Take him to the garbage site, put his body in a compactor, and he's died. He's dead. And it's almost like a moment. Everyone sees it happen. Everyone's fear has dissolved. Everyone's fear is dead. Laurie killed the fear because she had the power and was so content with her life to die, to beat fear. Because in order to conquer fear, you have to face your fear. That's what they say, isn't it? To conquer fear, face your fear. So Laurie faced two fears head on. One, she was able to see quickly and know how to get rid of it, as a matter of fact, really quick. And then two, she was able to defeat Michael because she was no longer scared of Michael. That was the thing. When you're no longer scared of your fear, you can do anything. She realised she was no longer scared of Michael because she was ready to die to stop him. So she couldn't be afraid of him because no matter what the outcome was, one of them was going to end up dead or both of them. And she was quite content with that. She no longer had fear over Michael Myers. She was just like, this is it. I'm done. So after the procession, we see Laurie is content. She's finishing her memoir. Alison's left Haddonfield because there's nothing really there for her. She does have her gran and everything, but after everything that's happened, Alison's always wanted to get out of Haddonfield because of everything that brings to her, because Laurie Strode's her grandmother. With that comes, oh, you're Laurie Strode's granddaughter, you're this, you're that. She wants a fresh start where no one knows who she is. And then we see Laurie starting her romance again with Detective Hawkins, which is really cute. She finally gets to breathe and get normality back into her life after having years of her being recluse. She was an alcoholic. She didn't really look after her kids. She was only interested in training herself in case Michael came back, and then when he did, everything went wrong, and she had to contend with the fact in her life that these things happened due to her being afraid and her not being prepared and her not willing to have set all of things in motion for her to be able to beat Michael at that point. So she gets a moment to breathe. She gets a moment to realise her life can go back to how it was. She can enjoy the rest of her life being with people, having a great relationship with her granddaughter, and Haddonfield being finally free of it. So the very last shot of the film, which is actually quite poetic in a sense, is you see Laurie's office, and on the table is Michael's mask, because he doesn't he doesn't die with the mask on. She takes the mask off, like slits his throat, slits his wrist, and just tries to drain him. And she keeps the mask because he's not shown the procession with the mask on either. You don't actually see his face as well, which is what I love. I thought they're not going to do the cliche thing and we finally get to see Michael's face. We don't, which is also the beauty of it, because fear has no face. It depends, like obviously if you have like a fear of clowns or a fear of things, like they have faces and stuff like that. But most people battling things like, in Laurie's case, mental illness and things like that, that doesn't have a face. You don't ever see that face of that fear, because you can't manifest it. Like you can manifest a face, it just doesn't have one. So not seeing Michael's face in a way is, you can battle demons that are invisible and no one can see them but you. So not seeing Michael's face is quite poetic, and the fact that she kept his mask is, and also to me means that it's a reminder to her that she faced her fear, she's beaten it, and now she can finally breathe. It's like everything's gone. Like I said, to beat your fear you have to face your fear. She faced her fear head on. She was content with her life. She was content enough to die, but she beat it. And to me that makes it such like a poetic ending. It's not entirely what I thought would happen. I don't know what I thought would happen, but I did kind of think that Michael and Laurie were going to die. I don't know why, just because the trailer obviously was like, I think he'll only die if I die, and I've thought Laurie's going to die, but I don't think they would have done that. I don't know why I thought that, but because in my head now I'm thinking they wouldn't have done that anyway to Laurie. She deserved an ending like that, to show that battling with fear, mental illness, is a constant battle. Like it took her 44 years to face her fear, to defeat it, to accept it, move on, get through it. It's a journey of a strong woman who's faced many things in life, who's gone through mental illness, alcoholism, being a recluse, everything like that. And she tried several ways to try to get rid of fear. It didn't work. The only way she knew she could defeat her fear was she was content and no longer scared, which I think is like an amazing. She's a strong woman, Laurie showed. Like she should be like, I don't want to say an icon for women, but like she is in a way. But I think she's one of those characters, when you look deep into it, she's one of those women that shows you can be strong and make it out the other side. It doesn't matter how long it takes. One day you'll be free. And I think that's what that is. So that's why I gave it 7.5 out of 10. So that's it, everyone. That's my review, thoughts, feelings on Halloween Ends, and why I gave it 7.5 out of 10. If you've seen it, what would you give it? Let me know in the comments below. If you have anything else to say or add, please feel free, write them in the comments. Please be nice to people in the comments. I have seen on other Facebook pages and fan pages that, of course all of us are going to have different opinions. We all love the series and the films so much. But please don't go after someone like I've seen some people do on sites. Just don't go after people. Just leave what you thought the film. Let it have open to a conversation. Just don't go attacking the person. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm nearly at 150. I'm one away, which is insane. So let's see if I can make it to 160. Like I always say, I started at 73 and now I'm at 149, which is insane because I want this channel to grow. And it has. And I thank you guys so much for following me, liking my content, and want you to come back and watch more. So thank you guys very much. If there's anything else you want to see me do, please again leave it in the comments below. What videos do you want to see me do, and I will see you guys next time for another video. Bye.